So once students have logged on to Schoology, they've viewed the educational video, they've jotted down their think about answers in their journal, and they've completed the examples worksheet and submitted it on Schoology. How will I know that they've actually done that at home the night before? So when students come into the classroom, their think about discussion examples will be completed. So I'll know that a student went through the video, came up with everyday examples because they're participating in the discussions with their peers. Also, the examples worksheet has been submitted onto Schoology, and I can see that before they even get to class. And also, at the beginning of class, Cynthia Brame says to provide mechanisms to assess student understanding. And one of those ways is by Kahoot, a quick little check-in. Students participate in the very basics of the vocabulary, the content when they come in, just to make sure that we're all on the same page. And if not, I can take the time to go over those concepts again with the students that are struggling while all the other students are participating in the discussions. So allowing students to be assessed before they get to class and as soon as they get to class will help me, the teacher, kind of structure the lesson and differentiate where needed. So the activities for the following days after students review the educational video is, again, participating in the Kahoot just to make sure that students are understanding the content when they get to class so they're able to participate in the discussion and also the research project. Students will participate in peer discussion groups, so the students will discuss their claims and the reasonings of their examples of their everyday symbiotic relationships with their peers. And they're also going to evaluate their peers' examples, claims, and reasonings of their examples of symbiotic relationships. And like I said, this will provide me with more of an idea about which students are struggling with the concept still, and I can sit down with those students and help them before they move on. Also, the symbiotic poster research project is the big higher order thinking assignment. So it's cross-curricular. They're engaging in science skills, but also research skills, writing skills. All of the resources, as showed on the last video, are located right in Schoology. It addresses standards, the goals, the objectives that were outlined in the educational video, and it's more open-ended questions and reasoning. So students are going to research other than the examples that we went over in class and on the examples paper. They have to research other symbiotic relationships within a certain biome, whichever they may choose. But they also have to write captions for those different relationships, such as what is the relationship, what is their interaction, and also like what would happen to the population. So I gave examples on the educational video about what would happen to the flower population if the bee population decreased. And these are more open-ended depending on how you explain it. And this will kind of tie into the next part of the lesson, which is going to be food webs and how everything's connected. One organism is connected to this organism, and this population is connected to this population. So this gets them thinking about that. So there's no one particular right answer. It's all about how they go explaining it and the kind of progression of what's happening to this population because of this. So as long as they can explain themselves and it makes sense, the questions are more open-ended. So supplementary materials, there is a Brain Pop on symbiosis. I know my students really enjoy Brain Pop, and it's like an educational video that we're discussing here. So it's just a quick little video and then a little quiz at the end. There's so many YouTube videos, there's simulations online, and also for those advanced students, throwing at them other limiting factors or scenarios, such as, there was a drought this year. What do you think the drought would have to do with the population of flowers now or bees now or natural disasters or some sort of virus that went through? So just kind of giving them different scenarios to think about and to ponder and come up with claims and evidence to support their reasoning for those higher advanced students. So Brame also says provide in-class activities that focus on higher level cognitive activities. So this is what that symbiotic poster project does. It's at higher level thinking. And here's references. So I use Brame a lot. She wrote a great article on the flipped classroom and then also the next generation science standards.